All right, so 2023's House Party is directed by Calmatic, which is a director you probably haven't heard of because he's only really worked on music videos, most notable one being the Lil Nas X Old Town Road music video. It's written by Jamal Allori and Stephen Glover, who both worked on shows like SNL, Atlanta, and Guava Island. And Stephen Glover is actually the brother to Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. Sorry, stumbling over my words there. But it stars Jacob Latimore as Kevin and Tosin Cole as Damon. And they are these two music producers, aspiring music producers, who are down on their luck. They get this cleaning job for this huge mansion, find out that it's the mansion of LeBron James, who is out of town for a couple weeks. So they decide to throw the party of the year. And yeah, I mean, it has a crazy plot. It's based on a film series from the 90s with the same name, House Party, which is a series I've never even heard of before. I wasn't born in the 90s. I was born in 2000, so I kind of missed that. But yeah, I mean, I've heard of a lot of films from the 90s, so I wonder if these just didn't like... I mean, they made a bunch of them, so I guess they must have been somewhat successful. But, you know, I would kind of compare this film to films like maybe Dazed and Confused and American Pie. Dazed and Confused is the only one out of the two that I've seen. But films where you're just kind of watching people have fun and get into crazy situations, that's essentially what this is here. It's directed by a director named Calmatic, which is probably a director you've never heard of because he only really works on music videos. No shade to him by saying that. But the most notable thing he's worked on is the Old Town Road music video for Lil Nas X. So yeah, I mean, it's his first time directing a film. Did it turn out great? Yeah, I mean, depends on your definition of great. I had fun with it, I'll say that. But it's written by Jamal Allori and Stephen Glover, who both worked on shows like Atlanta, Guava Island, and SNL. This film definitely plays out like a long-form SNL sketch where just random shit kind of happens. It's almost like a Family Guy cutaway, where you're just like, all right, let's just go see the gang in this scenario, and let's see them in this scenario, and let's make this joke here and this joke here. Yeah, I mean, at times it feels like Family Guy, you know, because, again, you're kind of getting these cutaways to other characters just doing goofy shit, which is funny. I like it. There's a lot of moments in this movie that made me laugh. I was laughing throughout a lot of the film, but at the same time, the plot of this movie is just so generic and very forgettable. I mean, there are redeeming qualities to this film. It's really funny. Like, this is one of those movies that you just turn on and turn your brain off and just have fun with. You know, for some people out there, it might be the perfect film to smoke some weed before, or, you know, drink some booze while watching, and just have a fun time with it. I think that's really what this film is for. And that being said, you know, is it the type of movie that you have to go to the theater to see? Not really. Right away, I'll give you my ranking. You know, the ranking goes premium ticket, standard ticket, discounted ticket, free ticket. I would give this a discounted ticket. You know, it's worth watching on a discounted price, but it's nothing that's going to blow your mind. It's not going to be your favorite movie of this year because there are a hell of a lot of great movies coming out this year. And if your favorite movie of this year is House Party, I'll be surprised. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can tell already this review is probably not going to be super long, especially since I'm recording in the car. You probably know that I'm on my way to go watch another movie, which I am, which is 2023's Plane with Gerard Butler. Review for that should already be on the channel if you're watching this video here. But yeah, I just wanted to come in and talk about this real quick because I took the time to go see it. I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on it. The film very much feels like a film that would have come out in the 90s. You know, again, me not being somebody who was around during the 90s, I've seen 90s films, and it has the 90s essence. It feels like, you know, almost 90s SNL at times. There's, you know, there's even music in here, mainly in the beginning. I mean, they kind of sprinkle it throughout, but especially in the beginning, they play a lot of like 90s hip hop, which I was into. I like that. It made it feel like, oh, we're kind of going for, you know, like a modern 90s film. And, you know, in ways that's kind of what the film is trying to do. I can appreciate it for that. But again, with the whole plot in here, it just kind of falls a little flat. You know, they have some slightly ever so emotional aspects with Kevin's character played by Jacob Latimore. And then, by the way, there's Tosin Cole as Damon as well in this film. You know, you have emotional aspects with him because he's trying to make money to support his daughter. And, you know, his friend Damon just kind of keeps fucking that up because he's kind of a fuck up. But and then there's some kind of aspects with their friendship that they're trying to like tug at the heartstrings just a bit. You're not going to cry watching this movie by any means. It's not the freaking Fablemans or anything like that, but there's some ever so slightly touching elements that I feel like should have had a little bit more weight to it, but you really just kind of start off the movie with these characters. They do some things in the beginning where you're just like, you're doing things in the film that make me not really like you very much, especially with Damon's character. His character's pretty unlikable for a lot of, for a decent amount of the movie, for me at least. I mean, it never really ruined his character. I never found his character to be like an all-out villain or anything like that, but I thought he was a screw up, and he was kind of like messing up stuff with his friend, and being a bad friend as well to Kevin. But you kind of see at times that it goes both ways. I don't know. But that's as deep as the movie goes, really, because this movie is just kind of crazy. This isn't even the craziest thing in the movie, so I will spoil this, but you get to see I think it's CGI. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. There's this crazy koala that's owned by, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Andrew Santino. Very funny comedian, stand-up comedian. He's on that show, Dave. There's his character who's like the neighbor to LeBron's house, which, did I even tell you the plot of this film? I think I did. They're throwing a house party at LeBron's house. LeBron James. But yeah, there's this whole koala, and at times it's just, you can obviously tell it's a stuffed animal, just like attacking somebody. But you have this crazy koala, and then you see the koala, other times it's like blinking and shit. I can't tell if it's CGI, but like, the koala's high at times. It's hilarious. It's owned by Andrew Santino, who's also hilarious. I thought he would have a little bit more to do in the film. I wish he did, because every time his character showed up, I was laughing my ass off. He was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, in this film, I think the main thing that will make people want to watch it, aside from being a remake of a 90s, series, is the fact that there's a lot of celebrity cameos in here. You get people like Kid Cudi, who plays a lot bigger of a role in this movie than I thought he did. Kid Cudi is actually a really funny actor. He's been in quite a few things now, but he's hilarious in this film. One of my favorite parts of the movie. One of the reasons to watch this movie is just because his character is so fucking insane. Which, by the way, I'm not holding back on swearing with this one, because, yeah, I mean, yeah. But, the thing I was mentioning with the koala not even being the craziest thing about this movie, the craziest thing about this movie has to do with his character, and if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It went for, and if you've seen this movie, what's it called? Babylon. If you've seen this movie, it kind of goes for a Babylon thing, like a similar thing that Babylon did towards the end. And it was just it was so fucking weird. I didn't expect it to happen in this movie, but at first I was like, I kind of don't like that this is happening. This is kind of too stupid, too wacky. But I was like, finally, they're doing something fucking weird that I can appreciate in this movie. Because before, like, you were just basically watching people have a party, and that's not that fun to me, to be completely honest. I don't want to watch people having fun. I want to have fun watching something, And I don't know, as soon as that stuff with Kid Cudi's character came in, that shit was hilarious. Probably my favorite part of the film has to do with him towards the end of the film. So if you do go watch this and you're like, I kind of want to leave, at least wait for the part. You'll know what I'm talking about when it comes. Yeah, crazy movie for sure. I was laughing throughout a majority of it. It is a funny film, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't hold a whole lot of weight. It does feel like a long-form SNL skit. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun watch. I don't think it's a priority to watch. Like I already said, it's a discounted ticket, worth watching if you watch it on a discount. The theater literally like right here, they do Tuesday discounts where tickets are like $5 for the entire day. So if you get a cheap ticket and you want to go have fun for an hour and 40 minutes, I would recommend maybe checking it out then. But yeah, there's my review for 2023's House Party. I know, recording in the car, I'm sorry, but in between movies, like I said. Have you seen it? What did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you in the middle? I didn't hate it, but I didn't necessarily like it. I'm very much in the middle for this movie, which is the way I felt about The Old Way too, which for me at least is the last movie I reviewed. So hopefully that isn't the same case for the Plane movie that I'm about to go watch, which, by the way, go watch that review because, again, that'll be on the channel already. Have you not seen House Party 2023? Are you planning on watching it anytime soon? Why or why not? My lights just shut off. Don't worry, my car is not, out of battery. But, yeah, have you not seen the movie? Like I said, are you planning on watching it? Why or why not? Comment down below. Have you seen the original House Party films? Tell me down below if you've seen this one, if anything similar, if there's little cameos or Easter eggs I missed, anything like that. But yeah, that'll do it. Hopefully I'm not late for my movie at this point. I don't know how long I've been recording. But thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one.